Ziza.
Henry.
My friend. Where did that name Ziza come from? Coach calls you Ziza.
He called me because he used to coach my brother back in Olympiacos. Yeah,
Really?
so his nickname was Ziza.
Ziza.
Actually, but his accent seems like Ziza.
I like it. I like it.
It's not bad.
I like Te. Ante, Te.
Ante, yeah.
What was your nickname in the league? They had a nickname for you?
They used to call me Big Z.
Big Z?
Yeah.
Why? Because of Zydrunas Ilgauskas?
Not really, because that was funny story. So actually, I've been traded
From Boston, right?
From Boston, yeah, in the package with Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder for Kyrie. And then Isaiah Thomas couldn't say my last name, so he called me Big Z. Like.
Big Z. Nah, that was an interesting trade. I like Jay Crowder, and I don't like Isaiah. But he went back. He had an injury, right? His back injury before he came back to Cavaliers.
Yeah, he got some problem. I don't know with his hip. He's a great guy and great player. You know, season before I come in the league, he averaged like 27.5.
Almost league MVP, I think.
Yeah. So like after, he got some ups and downs, and unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and I think the fit with LeBron too. I played against him. He was drafted by Sacramento. It was a second round pick, I think, the 60th pick.
60 last one, yeah.
And then he became a very good player with the Phoenix Suns. And then he got traded to or signed with the Celtics.
Celtics, yeah.
Averaged 28 points in the playoff. Was amazing.
All-star, yeah.
All-star. His sister passed away. He played that playoff game.
60, right?
60 points. He cried. I thought, that's it. He made.
Yeah.
And then ever since that trade, it was just.
And just go down,
Yeah. He's a good guy. I see him tweet sometimes. He's really anxious to come back and he wants to play again. He's a good guy. I wish him the best, obviously. So we'll see.
Sure.
So you was traded to Cleveland. How do you like Cleveland?
Cleveland, I mean, it was a right spot. Like Cleveland, like city, obviously,
I lived
like
there.
not
2
much
years.
to do, but when you live like NBA lifestyle, you travel a lot, so you don't have chance to.
Right.
Yeah. So
a lot of people ask me, how is it to live? You starting to realize that you have 1-2 restaurants you really like, and then you travel so much. It's just, and then you get on the road
every night, different city. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And where you live downtown or?
Yeah, I used to live downtown my first 2 years down the flats, and then I moved to the suburbs like 3 months, like 5 minutes.
Oh, 3 months, really nice.
Downtown, yeah.
And the practice facility is just great. They have a really beautiful practice facility.
Yeah, and like
it's the same one there in Youngstown. No, not Youngstown.
It's Independence.
Independence, right. I think they built it there because of LeBron. Because LeBron lived in Akron and Independence is in the middle and downtown. And they lived. I think it was a $40 million project. Dan Gilbert really
super nice. Like I think he's one of the best in the league.
Right, I think there's nothing like it, and just 24/7 available to work out. The pools, the
hot tub, cold tub, sauna, cryo sauna.
Cryotherapy is there too.
Yeah, everything.
I think the Cavaliers is the team that for many years, Dan Gilbert. There's the NBA salaries, and then there's money that the team spent outside. So, like, let's say the Gatorades, the equipment, and, the practice facilities. I think the Cavaliers for many years lead the league in their expenses. The food on the plane, when you travel, the hotels you guys stay in.
Yeah, for sure. Especially, when you have a player like LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, actually, when I was there, I had like 6 all-star players in the same time.
Who was there? LeBron,
Isaiah, Kevin Love, Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, and
Kyrie. Kyrie was not there. Kyrie was traded.
It is just 5.
Huh.
So basically, you have treated them like the kings. So.
Right. It should. I mean, these guys are really good.
Do
you feel like, there's a big difference the way the American players work and the way the player development in Europe is? Don't you think, or? Did you feel like you were getting better and you're working on your game?
For sure, it's different. It's different system, but you need time to adjust. I mean, basically, you have your own coach. You have your own 45 minutes on the court, 45 minutes in the weight room every day. So there's like 1 hour and 30, and that's it. You're done. But I guess you improving like day by day because you're like, nobody. You don't have like 10 other players working out with you. So you got like 45 minutes each, and
that's great.
That's it. Yeah.
And then during the season, you basically
got slot before a game, and
and you get your work in.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the individual work. You know, in Europe, they don't do that as much.
Yeah.
In Europe, it's most of
more
the
like
time
team
5-on-5, 5-on-0,
Yeah.
5-on-5, and then really crafting the 5-on-5. There's not really individual work
Yeah.
like they do in the US.
But you know what? Personally, myself, I really like in Europe because you play on practice 5-on-5. You run up and down, so
Right.
I'm like always in shape. And
I
in
need
the
that
States,
sometimes,
when
yeah.
you don't play 5-on-5, you can do cardio, but it's not same.
Right.
And if you're not playing, like you're,
That's really hard.
yeah,
There's situations that I was out of the lineup, and the thing I hated the most is just, you know, you're not doing the 5-on-5, and you gotta, you know, get the sprints out or play 1-on-1, 2-on-3, 3-on-3. You know, when I played with the Warriors, we didn't play 5-on-5 all year long, once
yeah.
since camp. We
Yeah,
started camp.
Same with us, yeah.
We started camp 2 days of practice, and we had a day off after 2 days of practice, right after preseason, day off, and ever since it was just shoot around, get, you know, maybe
That's
5-on-5 shell or something like that. But other than that, I didn't guard KD in practice once. You believe that?
That's funny.
It's good for me, yeah.
The same thing was with the Cleveland. Like especially my first year, you know, we didn't play a lot.
But it's a lot of mentality that you just gotta stay, you know, true to the, you know, to yourself and work
it's
and work
all
and
on
get better.
Like so, you have work extra. You know, like you have to do everything extra. So
Yeah. And you guys won Eastern Conference Finals at the time.
yeah,
And you know, it's just an amazing. I mean, Cleveland have really good fans. They really support everywhere you go, whether it's the Barley House or you go to a restaurant at
that's
night.
true. Yeah.
The fans are really supporting the team. They really love it.
I mean, whole city is like, you know, you got like Cleveland's, Indians, Browns, and all the games are full. Like stadiums
Right.
are full. You know, arena is full always. So like it's very, and on the road as well. Like you have
Yeah.
a bunch of Cleveland fans
Everywhere.
yeah.
And they really support. Like the playoffs is just something else.
Yeah, that's
regular season is you just cruise through it.
Playoffs is like, I mean, regular season and then playoffs. Playoffs, you know, to be honest, like in playoffs, the real game start.
Right. And it's fun, huh? The whole city comes to town,
Yeah.
games, there's celebration
Yeah.
outside. Every game is on
Exactly.
national TV,
Yeah.
basketball courts outside.
Yeah.
And then it's just the whole city supports you. It's great. The Indians actually won that year too. I think they won the baseball the baseball
I think
tournament they played in
lost
Chicago. Yeah.
Finals.
Oh, they did that year too?
Something Like I remember I don't know much about baseball, but I remember they went so far, like
Right.
finals for sure. I'm not sure did they won.
They have in Cleveland. They have a really they have many international players that played over the years, and I played with Zydrunas Ilgauskas and Ender Varejao. Ender Varejao was loved by the city
Yeah.
like no other.
Everybody's saying that. Like,
Yeah, they called him the wild. I think the wild man or wild something because of his hair.
Yeah,
Right, but he just played his hard. You know, they paid him. I think it was.
He's non-stop. You know, he's not stopping.
I think he still lives there.
Yeah, he's over there.
Is
yeah,
he involved
I
with the
know.
organization or not?
No, he just get married.
He got
He bought a
married and
house
lives.
over
Yeah, he
there.
bought a really nice house. He has a really nice man cave downstairs. He drinks wine a lot. He plays poker. He's a really unbelievable teammate.
Nice.
One of the best teammates I've had. For some reason, and then in Cleveland, they just love him. How was it to play with LeBron? What'd you think?
With LeBron, I mean, it's amazing feel.
Yeah. Come a little bit closer to the thing.
okay,
Yeah,
my
so you
fault.
can hear it. No, it's all good.
So yeah, I mean, that was amazing. You know, he's a superstar. You know, my first team my only and first and only team in the States was Cleveland, and
Right.
I was traded. You know, I couldn't believe I'm going to play with LeBron.
LeBron James.
So, you know, he's like my role model. Like I'm watching him on TV, I'm wearing his shoes, and like next day I'm playing with him. So great guy, great professional, like great athlete. Every day you have opportunity to learn something new from him, and you know, I'm just thankful for the time I spent around him that year.
Of course. How is he as a leader in the locker room?
I mean, he's truly born leader. You know,
Yeah.
like he got, you know, he's not giving up. You know,
Right.
especially I know in the finals, like after first game, he broke his right arm,
Wow.
and he keep playing. He played with left arm whole left hand whole series, and he was average like 35 points. So that was.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. You know, in Israel sometimes he gets a bad rep. You know, he was involved with with David Blatt at the time. But David never said anything bad about him as a player or at the time.
You cannot say anything bad about him. He's you know he got he won everything in his career. MVP titles, rings, his best scorer. You know, like he's all-time best leaders in many. I think when he retires,
he's probably going to lead every statistical category.
Probably, I mean, right now he's 37 and he looks like he's 26. Like
unbelievable. Yeah. And think about I always think about. I said he plays so many minutes. He leads there were a couple of good years that he led the league in minutes, or was a top 3 leader in minutes. You know, throughout the season, and he stays in unbelievable shape. He takes care of everybody.
You know what? Like when I used to play with him, he played all 82 games.
I don't know how that's possible.
Know how.
Every year.
And everybody's focused on him. Everybody play, you know.
And the intensity, you got to play defense, and fans coming to see him. Every year I played, 2-3 games, I'm sick. I have a flu.
Tired,
I'm
like
tired.
Sore, like
my knee hurts. My back is tight.
And couldn't sleep, like nothing, like
something with the
super tired. Yeah,
unbelievable. Wow. And he just keeps playing at this highest level.
Same level.
And he leads to me now. If whatever he's doing with the Lakers, it's like it's remarkable. It's at this age to lead the league. And one thing I found about LeBron is that he controls the game when it comes to the playoffs. During the season, he can control the game. If he wants to win a game, he'll win it. But like in the playoffs, like he really take over the game and he just dominate every possession. He know where to pass. Everybody needs to be ready.
Yeah. I mean, I think I remember our year we went to the playoffs and we were preparing for the games against Indiana. And he just switched, like no phone, no nothing, like just he was focused on get rest, get ready for the game. Everybody, I remember like we have walked through, all their plays,
And he just remembers them.
So that's like unbelievable.
One thing about the league is when you get older, is that you play certain teams and you already know their system. Like we play Pop for so many years and you already know the same plays that they run. But it's just like one thing is always surprising is like sometime after the game he talks to the media and then he's starting to say, listen, that particular play, this guy was there and I had to cut there and somebody came from the back, and he just see the whole thing and he remembers it at live.
That's true. Yeah.
Wow, unbelievable. Where do you rank him? What do you think if you rank him against the greatest of all times in basketball?
I would say second.
Second to Michael?
Michael, yeah. I mean, Michael is Michael.
Michael is...
Yeah. But, LeBron is also, like, huge. Like,
if he wins this year with the Lakers, you think they'll change Like, he won with the Heat. He won with the Cavaliers, the first to ever bring a championship to the Cavs since 1960, I think. It was like a 50-year drought, 60 years drought.
That's true. But
and now he's going to the Lakers and winning? 35.
35. I mean, he won with Miami as well, like 3 different teams.
If he stays healthy, I think he's going to break every statistical category by the time he retires.
I think he deserves to be number 1, to be honest with you, because I know him, I respect him like a person and like a player. So, but Michael is Michael. Everybody knows Michael, and it's it's
really hard to compete against Michael.
Michael, yeah.
Wow, unbelievable. Where do you? Unbelievable. He's just an unbelievable. Where do you think going to win the championship?
I think Lakers.
Really, all the way through, huh?
What you think?
I think in my personal idea, I think my view is I think the Lakers are going to win. I think LeBron is when things come to the end of games, in playoffs, I think LeBron is the best player in the world. He's the most dominant. He knows how to win.
Davis as well.
And then you have Anthony Davis, which is the best, 1-2 punch to play together. If I had to pick LeBron and AD or Kawhi, for example, and Paul George, I think LeBron and AD are a better duo. AD is unbelievable. You played against AD.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot stop him.
You can't stop the guy. Like
he can do whatever. Like he's tall, like he,
Athletic.
athletic. He can shoot. He can
Free throws.
Yeah,
How do you stop?
strong. Like
You only can
everything.
pray.
Yeah, you cannot stop the guy. Like
If they win a championship this year, I think, it's going to be interesting to see. Now, I mean, LeBron is so good.
Rondo.
Rondo's playing. I played with Rondo.
Yeah.
Rondo is one of the most, one of the guys that understood the game at the highest level that I played with.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
You remember like 2 years ago when he was with Davis and Cousins?
Uh-huh.
You remember how did they play? Like
Ah.
it
He's a coach on the court. Like
Yeah.
really, really high
Yeah.
basketball IQ. Really high.
I like him a lot.
And you feel like LeBron is making the players
Better
better around him.
for sure.
Because I played against. I don't say anything bad about Kobe. To me, Kobe,
Yeah.
when I got in the league in 2009, that
Yeah.
was Kobe's league at the time. Kobe was, an unbelievable scorer. He was so good. You couldn't
Yeah.
stop him. He could score 81 points in a game. He did. But I never felt like, the guys around him were much better.
Yeah.
And LeBron just makes everyone, like, if you look at the list of players that play with LeBron that, been in and out of the league or they had a good career,
Yeah.
when they were with LeBron, they signed $100 million
Yes, sir,
deals.
like yeah.
It was
I know from my perspective when I used to play with him, he just told me, "Hey Z, just stay there. I'm gonna find
He
you."
called you Z, huh?
And yeah, and every time I was there, I would score. Like
And he'll find
yeah,
you.
my first year he passed me some assists. Like it was like assist of the year. Like
Right.
so, like I mean,
It's just fun to have a guy
Yeah.
like that.
just
And-
it's so simple, but he wants a lot from you on the court on the other end.
No question. How do you see the league now looking like as a whole? You feel like, obviously it's a business, but at the same time, like you feel like it's the best league in the world, and this is like where your dream to come back to. That's what you think?
I spent last 3 years in the league. My experience wasn't like I expect. I went from Europe when I was 19.
Wow, young.
Yeah, and I expect right away. I expect the play.
Sure.
But my first year I didn't get the opportunity. I went to the G League. I played really good in G League. Then they put me on Summer League. I killed it on Summer League. And then my second year I got really good opportunity. I play a lot, play good, but I never got
The opportunity you deserve.
yeah, opportunity to keep my spot. Like I never thought I'm gonna be like starter. But I was like backup 15 minutes. Like I expect that from last year, and I just didn't get it. Like
It's so much. Looking back, it's so
Yeah.
much about fitting in the right situation and getting an opportunity.
yeah, for me right now, when people ask me, like I think the most important thing is to get like really good chance in good organization
No
where
question.
they want you,
No
where
question.
they're gonna like invest in you, like giving you a playing time,
No question.
yeah.
And they
I
get that
saw
opportunity.
example like when average player come to the league, organization give him to do whatever he wants. Like next year he averaged 20 points.
Right. It can happen.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's all about situation. Like I
Yeah.
think a lot of guys, there is the top, 15% of the players. LeBron, James Harden, all these guys. These are really good guys. They can get drafted to the Kings and they can get drafted to the
Yeah.
Cavaliers. They're going to be. But these are really special talents. But there's many players that if they fit in the right situation, they can be. I truly think if you play 25 minutes a night in NBA, you can average 12 and 12, 14 and 12 on a
That's
daily
true,
habit.
For
It's
sure.
like it's an opportunity thing.
Especially
And the right system. I mean, systems
right
is important.
system. And you know what? Like when you're playing like starter, 20 minutes, and when you're coming off the bench, is different.
Very
you know?
different.
Like
What do you
doesn't
see?
matter.
Why is it different?
Because
I'm
like
interested.
when you're coming off the bench, let's say 3 minutes, 4 minutes before
Mm-hmm.
end of the first quarter. So you are 3 minutes, and then you play like 2 more in the second quarter. That's
Right.
like already 5-6 minutes. Doesn't matter. And
But it's not real 5-6 minutes.
yeah.
I agree.
So
Yeah.
that's like I realized that in NBA, like
It's like
it's
that.
not a real 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really, people
Yeah.
don't understand. To come off the bench,
Yeah. On the end, and you look like a stats sheet, and you see like you're playing like 15-16 minutes,
and you didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't understand that. It's
Yeah.
really hard to explain. And
Yeah.
it's like every possession counts.
Yeah.
It's so hard, and especially also if you're a starter. Let's say you start, you play the first 7 minutes, you come out at 5 minute mark, and then you get another opportunity in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Let's say you had, you played five. So you got into the 4 minute mark, you played 4 minutes, and you played another 3 minutes at the beginning of the second. You're most likely not coming back in that second quarter, and you don't get another chance. And then you only have one more opportunity at the end of the third and the beginning of the fourth. It's really hard.
Yeah.
The hardest it was for me was with the Warriors. And the Warriors, sometimes you come in for 30 minutes. In those 3 minutes, you can have, sometimes I had, 4 points and 3 rebounds in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just the rotation is like that. That most coaches are like that. In Europe, they're not doing it as much. Some coaches do, but Steve was more of a system guy. You knew when you're coming in, and you knew when you're coming out. And who's the second?
Your role,
you knew your role, and you got to do it night in and night out. But it's really hard.
That's true. I mean, I used to play with players who get role, like you said, like 3 minutes, like what you can do in 3 minutes,
right. You can't really have.
You play 3 minutes just to rest somebody, and this
That's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Danny. There's so much that he's gonna, at a young age, they're gonna throw at you so many new things, to learn how to live in the U.S. and to play in this league. It's a really tough league.
Yeah, I mean,
I
remember the people that told me before I went there, like, oh, everything is different. Like I said, like, what you mean everything is different? On the end of the day, basketball is basketball. But then I come over there and then I see like nothing is the same.
Yeah,
like different culture, different type of the game, different style. Everything is different. So like you need time to adjust.
You think I went there when I was 21. I played 3 years with Maccabi. I was 4-year professional already. I started at 17 with Maccabi, and then I went to Alone, and then I came back to Maccabi for 2 more, and I was 21, which I felt like it was a good age to go because we played EuroLeague Final Four. I was we won a championship in Israel. I was 21. I was a starter. I felt good with taking a step as
confident, everything. Yeah.
Right. Do you feel like going to 19 is too young for international play sometimes? It really depends on the situation, though. Honestly,
exactly.
I can see what Doncic is doing.
You see some players with age 18, 19, they're posting some good numbers, but I don't think so. You have like, what's the best time to go over there? Like,
right. It really depends each player.
Yeah.
Would you think Doncic would do what he does?
No, I know he's like really good, but I didn't expect he's gonna dominate like him, like this.
Wow.
Or Jokic, especially Jokic. I played against him when he was in Serbia.
Really?
A year before he went the league.
How old is he? Is he older than you?
2 years older. Yeah, he's 25.
2 years older.
Yeah.
I would never believe Jokic gonna be that good.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, I play against
He's top 10 player now.
Yeah, I mean the funniest story is like he got I think guys from Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
That was year before he went to the league. Guys from Barcelona come to watch his game, and they didn't like him. So they offered him some small contract.
Well, they were wrong.
Yeah, like.
Oh,
and then year after.
What do you think made the biggest difference?
I don't know.
Just confidence, the opportunity.
Maybe, but
he really developed like passing, shooting, hook shots.
Everything.
He was a little chubby, lost weight. Unbelievable. I never thought he's going to be that good.
Me
neither Doncic, which was EuroLeague MVP.
Yeah. I mean, I played my last year in Europe. We played semifinals, quarterfinals. I don't know. I don't remember. But we played against Real Madrid. And he couldn't score on us. Will Clyburn and Scotty, they locked him down. Like, he couldn't score. He was average like a couple points, and that's it. And the year after, he got in the league, right situation, and then he
right situation is key.
Yeah, he got his confidence, and then he got the opportunity to show what he can actually do, and now he's amazing.
Right. Wow. People talk about him like the next already is. I mean, he averaged 29 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. You're gonna average a triple-double in the next couple of years. For a couple of good years, if he's going to stay healthy and everything's going to be. But the situation is good. Rick Carlisle is a real good coach. I think he's the best coach that he could have won play for. And they have good ownership. You have Dirk over there. It's great. Wow. So you were with Nikola for many, many years. You know, in his academy in Croatia.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I know Nikola since I was a little kid
Mm-hmm.
because he used to play with my brother back in Split like
Really?
hundreds years ago.
Well, I played
Yeah.
with Nikola too.
Yeah, so
You
I
make me
I
feel
was,
old.
I was like four.
Wow.
Four. I know him.
So that
since
was
then.
before Nikola was Nikola then.
Yeah.
That was like 18 years. That was before you
Yeah,
came to
when he was
Maccabi
20.
and 20.
I know him since that day.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a little kid. And basically, I was following his career, and then he played with my brother in the national team. But he moved his academy, basketball academy, to Split. And
Right.
that year, I decided to play for the Split and his academy. So our connection starting from that day, you know, because he just retired from. Actually, he didn't retire. He played for the Split last his season.
Hmm.
And for me it was good opportunity to work with like good coaches, you know. First time in my life I was in touch with some professional strength conditioning coach, you know, basketball coach.
So much
in that-
talent and-
I spent 2 years over there and I improved a lot. I make huge step in.
So 14 to 16.
Yeah.
14 to 16. Wow.
14, 16, yeah.
There's so many talents in Croatia.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
A
And
lot.
and they probably look up to Nikola. I played with Nikola when I was 16. That was the year that they had Charas and Nikola and
Yeah.
Baston and Parker and
Yeah.
Talbushte, a really good team. Pini was the
Yeah.
coach. And then after the year after that, I played with them when I was 17. They had Will Solomon as a point guard. And then I really played with him in 2007-8. And that's before Nikola left to Olympiacos and he made it. He's just unbelievable player.
Yeah.
So smart.
I think he's like Nikola Jokic before Nikola Jokic.
It's a good comparison.
Right?
It's a really good
same
comparison.
style of same type of the player, like.
Wow, it's actually a really good comparison.
Yeah.
I think probably Nikola Jokic. I don't know if is he a little bit more athletic, maybe, but Nikola was so smart. Nikola was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Both of them, such a great passer behind the back.
Yeah.
They had the team in 2003-4, probably the best European teams of all times.
Yeah.
Think about it: Charas, Jasikevich. Jasikevich is a point guard, and he's prime before he went to the NBA. Two guard was Tal Burstein. Tal was a really, really good, smart, unbelievable teammate, amazing player. Anthony Parker is the Michael Jordan of Europe.
Yeah.
You know, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But Maceo Baston at the 4, who's amazing roller, defender, block shotter,
I
shot
remember
blocker.
he got like
Super
he can
athletic.
jump. Super athletic.
Super
yeah.
athletic.
Yeah, I remember him.
Super athletic. And then Nikola at the
And
5.
Nikola was throwing like a lot to him.
Almost.
Like,
They had a play that they come down, they set up side pick and roll. Nikola is the trailer. He rolls, he kind of slipped the screen. They pass it to Nikola, and Nikola alley-ooped him,
Yeah.
and they started every game like that.
Yeah.
They get alley-oop, and then the fans go crazy. Wow. They had a really good team. Derek Sharp off the bench. They had a really good team. Jamie Arnold, some other guys. Wow. Dion Thomas. Wow. And so you moved here in Israel when you were 16, huh? With Dragan Bender to the academy?
I don't want to say I moved here. There was like.
So how was it? How was it? Yeah.
There was like, basically Nikola just got his job, and in that year was some European Championship or something. So
Mhm.
Maccabi missed like bunch of players. So Coach Blatt needs player for training camp,
Mm-hmm.
and then Nikola brought me and Dragan here to just fill in, like
To
to,
play with the
get
team.
number.
All right.
And the funny thing, Big Sofa was here.
Phew, that's that's
Yeah.
fun
And
as a
they-
16-year-old.
Yeah, and Sean James, he was hurt, so he couldn't play. So basically, I was 16 and I was guarding Sofo
In practice.
for like 3 weeks, and that was like wow, it was a good experience, but was not easy.
So, oh my God, he was
Yeah.
strong, big,
Strong, yeah,
and David Blatt is a good coach.
great coach.
Really good
Yeah.
coach. Oh my God, yeah, they had a really good coach. Sofo was, yeah, he played here a couple of good years. The fans of Maccabi really loved him.
Yeah,
He was really good, and Dragan was there.
You have to love him, man.
Yeah,
He's-
he's really loved by the fans. I
Yeah.
wish him the best. I know he's
Yeah.
trying to come back now to the game. So you came with Dragan. Dragan, what's Dragan gonna do now? He's still in the league, or he's wanted?
Dragan right now, I mean, he's in Split,
he's in
working
Split.
out. Yeah, I mean, but he don't know what he gonna do for next season. Like he's free agent and he's just waiting.
You guys stayed in touch. You guys still?
Yeah. I
And-
saw him before I come here, so
Is and you think he's like his heart, he wants to stay in the league, he wants to really make it?
I don't know. Like that's his decision. He was number fourth pick. Huge
Yeah.
pressure. I think
Right.
he didn't get good chance.
He got
He
drafted
got
too.
good chance, but on bad organization. To be honest with you,
at the
he's
time.
super talented.
I agree.
I know him since I was little kid. He's super talented, and
He's 23 now. 23 also, same age.
he just turned 23.
23.
Yeah. So
Great talent.
great talent.
This is a perfect player to see that he got drafted to the wrong situation, the wrong time, the wrong organization.
I mean, for
And
him, it would be best if team like San Antonio or
The Warriors
or Dallas,
or Dallas.
Yeah.
I really wish him the
Today
best.
he would be different in different situation for sure.
I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of pressure also to to be a number one, overall fourth pick, and you really want to succeed. Everyone, I want him to succeed. And sometimes the problem with the NBA that I realize now that I didn't realize when I was playing there is sometimes it's tricky because sometimes you feel like you're about to turn the page, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
To get into the team and the organization to trust you, even though he's really young also. But it's hard, to make yourself again, to start from out of the rotation and to make it back to the rotation. And
brought back like confidence. When you play
Confidence.
without confidence, that's like
it's hard. Come back.
nobody understand that. Like
Yeah.
nobody, like when you sit out for 5, 6, 7 games,
Mhm.
and then he puts you in for 5, 6 minutes. For sure, you're gonna miss layup. For sure, you're gonna miss your
Yeah,
shot.
you need your
Air
rhythm.
ball doesn't matter. So
It's hard, and then you mess with your head. Then
Yeah.
you go like, "Oh
Yeah,
shoot,
like,
I
yeah.
had this opportunity, and
yeah,
and your family's calling. What's wrong? You should have
What's
played."
wrong?
But
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't played. I didn't practice with the team for
You know,
2 weeks now. I'm working by myself on the sideline to stay in
so
shape.
for me, there was trigger to come back here.
I don't think that's. I think that's a smart decision. I mean, if I'd advise him, I think Dragan. I'd say come back. I think if he comes back now with his experience, the time that he spent in playing against Americans and at that level, he's probably going to be one of the best players in Europe.
For sure.
And at his height, with his talent,
He can come back in the league in 2 years in different.
and you come back in a very different, in a different contract, not a minimum contract.
Yeah, I mean, in my case, for sure, let's say if I decide to stay over there, for sure I would find something, but I don't want to go there like third big,
It's hard. It's
stay
really hard.
out of rotation. I want to play. I want to compete. I want to,
Where do you think that position in the NBA is going anyway? The center position in the league.
I mean, that's.
Is it more of a
insane,
Tristan Thompson or a Tristan? What is he? Maybe when I got to the league, when Tristan got to the league, he was my rookie, and he was more of a power forward.
Yeah.
And he played alongside centers, and now I think he's more of a 5 now.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, first of all, NBA going like small ball for
Right.
sure.
Right.
Everybody's shooting from outside. I didn't understand that, cause like year before I was drafted, all scouts were telling like, you are 6'11", you don't have size, you don't have height for NBA. I say, all right. Next year I was the tallest guy in the
The
roster.
team.
So I was a little bit confused. And, year by year, they just, they going like they're playing small ball. But you still got the guys like Jokic and Bede. They're too dominated.
Right.
Like
You need bodies to throw on them.
Yeah. So for sure, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but you need the guys who gonna stop them.
Right. No, but they need to take their team to big success for that to happen, right? Because so far, the 76ers haven't really made a splash for them to. And a lot of teams are going small ball, 4 that can shoot, 5 that is a roller.
Yeah.
And then you just create situation. Unbelievable. Yeah. And then you see the Rockets even going smaller. PJ Tucker at the 5.
PJ Tucker on a 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why 4-1 is serious.
Right. I mean, it
Yeah.
can be
Yeah.
because James Harden is really good also. But what do you? So you were here with Dragan for training camp, and you guys stayed here at the time, or you went back to Croatia?
We went back to Croatia.
So you did camp 3 weeks, and then
Yeah.
you went back.
And then my brother signed with Maccabi in like middle of season, so I can visit him here, and we also work out a little bit with Maccabi, with some academy.
Mm-hmm.
But we were here just 7 days, 7-8 days. We went back,
That's good.
and then
Good
year
experience.
after, Dragan come here. He signed with Maccabi. My parents, I was still young. In their opinion, they want me to finish my school, to grow like person, and
Right.
so I signed in Croatia in Cibona, and that was like I think that was my best decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just playing there, being at home.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play my first year a lot. We play Adriatic League,
Mm-hmm.
and then they sent me on a loan to one team in Croatia in first division. But I practiced with Cibona, and in 1 year, I made like a big step. Next year, I was starting center, starting posting good numbers.
Great.
Went on draft, was drafted pretty high, 23rd.
Yeah. I was
They-
23rd.
Yeah, I know. They stashed me 1 year, and then I'm drafted. I know I'm for sure I'm going next year to the league.
That's
My
great.
confidence went up. I was main player in a team, and just numbers started going up like crazy. And then some smart people, they say you should wait 1 more year
Right.
on draft. Yeah, right. Like,
Right. No, if you have a chance to go, you need to go. at
yeah,
that time,
like
man.
I mean,
especially when
NBA,
you're playing.
I guess, like if you have the chance to go, you have to take it, because you never know if you're gonna get chance again to go
Right.
there.
Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
the NBA.
Yeah.
That's great. Wow, it's amazing how it comes a full circle now that you play now for Maccabi, and Nikolai's here.
Yeah.
And it's great for the organization and their program, especially is to start building those relationships at a young age. I think I'm sure that the fact that you're here, your brother is here, probably helped the decision to come to play with us. No.
Yeah, before I signed here, I spoke with Nikola. He said honestly, what was his opinion and
Yeah, he's an
what's
honest guy.
his vision. I spoke with the coach. Right away. I like whole thing about that,
Mhm.
and on the end, the decision wasn't that hard.
Right. No, that's what I like about Nikola. When he called me, he said, "Omri, this is what we think. This is how much money we pretty much have. We might be able to work some things out." And then I talked to coach, and coach was one thing I really like about coach is he just tells you how it is. He
Yeah.
never sugarcoat anything.
Yeah, like in the States, right?
Yeah, sure. In the state, you played
They-
great, good job, and
you're
then you're
the
not.
best.
Yeah, it's part of it. It's part of the culture there. Coach
Yeah.
is like, hey, I want you to do this. This is what I think. This is your role is gonna be. This is our team is gonna look. This is what I want the team to do and stuff like that. Always like that. I really like that about coach.
Yeah.
And then I decided to come back. Well, it's great to have you, really. But what are you kind of most excited about? Obviously, pretty much every year it's like the fans and playing in our arena. But now it's like COVID-19. There's no.
Yeah, now
fans.
it's gonna be different. I always used to play for the team with the great fans.
Yeah.
Finally, I got the opportunity, and now
I can tell you from the side, like fans are so excited about you.
One of the
for
best
coming.
in the world, I would say, in the
Yeah.
league in the world, because fans in the United States is different.
Yeah, definitely different.
Type of the fans, but in Europe you got some great fans, and I think Maccabi fans, they are one of the best.
Right, and they're so excited to have you.
Yeah,
Really
I know. I received so many messages like before
Really?
I signed.
That's great.
So,
I love it.
I was like,
That's great. And what are some of the things that as a player, hopefully very soon or whenever I'm going to come back, I'm kind of working my way back to shape and getting my strength back. But if we play together, what some of the things that I can do to help you and to make you feel better on the court?
You're experienced players. We already run some things 5-on-0. I like your your style of the game. So I think we're gonna have like good connection.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So I think we're not gonna have problems to connect.
No, I would love to do whatever I can to make you feel comfortable. You know, and
Just
one
do
of the
what
things
you're
that
doing.
yeah, no, it's very important. You know, if you feel good, you know, we need you to be amazing, and we need you to be good. No, I mean amazing. I mean we need you to be good, and we do
Yeah.
whatever it is on the court and off the court. And I think your style of play is something that you know I will always. I think last year I averaged whatever 3-4 assists a game in the EuroLeague. Just because I want the best of the bigs. I always, you know, when you seal,
Big too big, yeah. That's
as soon as you, sometimes I trail the play and you seal, like sharp pass right to you.
yeah.
Finish, pass,
I mean,
whatever,
I
make it a
always
quicker
used to
play.
play that way. You know, for me,
I'm always gonna look for that.
For me, most of my points coming from deep seal, run the floor, deep
Mhm.
seal, catch, boom.
Yeah,
That's that.
no, but
Yeah.
no, you love that deep seal, huh?
Yeah, and then in the States they don't like that.
Yeah, they don't have that
yeah,
much.
they put me on a dunker, and
It's hard to play the dunker. You know, I played with the Warriors. I'm saying with the Rockets, and they just like, oh, we go to the dunker. I'm like, oh no, I hate the dunker.
yeah, what you gonna do on dunker? I cannot dunk from dunker, like it's too far. Like
And then what do you expect you to do? Just to go offensive rebound and.
offense rebound, set the screen, and
So the dunker is if the basket is in the middle, that means on the side of it, or
On
two
the
sides
side
of
of
it.
it,
Yeah,
yeah,
just for
like
people who don't know what the dunker is.
middle of nowhere,
Right.
like the worst spot if you ask me on the court. Like
And then what? Would you go say the pick or just to be there and wait to see the play and then go to offensive rebound?
yeah, basically like.
I don't understand
but
that
my
spot.
second year, Larry Drew, he's like my favorite coach over there. So he realized I like deep seal, so he put some, he gave me some like go ahead deep seal, like let's go horns down, screen to screen, or go down deep seal. Boom.
Right.
So
That's what coaches should
Yeah.
do. I mean,
yeah,
you can't just run a
Or
system. If you have a certain player, you can't just say, hey, I want you now to play like Steph Curry. I want you to play to your strengths, and I want to find what your strengths.
yeah,
And like you say, you like seals. Man, let me look for these seals. Every time I get it at the top, sometimes even when I post, you come from the weak side and see your guy, and I'll give it
Yeah.
right to you. Get an advantage, I'm giving it to you.
I mean, why I should receive ball like 3-4 meters far from basket if I can receive ball 1 meter from basket? Like, don't get it. I
Absolutely.
ask everybody that, and they don't.
There's,
They
I
don't
don't
give
think,
me an answer. Like,
right. Maybe they think, I don't know. Sometimes they don't like that kind of. I don't know. I mean, it's if you can put if you 1 meter away from the basket, you scoring that at a very high level, a very high
Yeah.
percentage. This is the best offense. What better than
you
you can
cannot
do?
find better shot. Like,
Wow. No.
anyway, if you're like 3 meters and you go back down, you're gonna get tired after
It's
2
hard.
3 dribbles. Like,
I talked
it's hard
to-
to score.
Yeah, I talked about it. Couple some of the podcasts I talk. It's really hard to score in a post up.
Yeah.
It's hard. You get good defenders.
Especially like
get
in
tired.
the leagues when they start like go doubles,
Doubling.
trap you, and
It's hard.
it's
and,
hard. Yeah.
and then the guy stays in front of you, and you get like a
Yeah.
Gobert and all these guys, and they contest. It's hard. It is
hard,
just
yeah.
hard basketball. That's why a lot of teams play pick and roll, and then you roll, you get an advantage.
Yeah.
No, it's hard. And you live now. You live out. What about Tel Aviv outside the game? You feel comfortable. You got settled in and everything else.
Yeah, basically I feel like home here. It's some similar.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
similar. I mean, good weather, good food. People are so friendly, and
Mhm.
I really enjoy in my first couple of weeks here. And just moving into the apartment, and it's really good.
One thing that Maccabi has done really well, and that's obviously the coach that brings the players, and obviously that's his team, so he needs to make these decisions. But Nikola and the ownership, they've collected a really quality group of guys on and off the court. Yeah, I'm sure you can tell by.
Yeah, I can tell right away. Like all players off the court, they're like really good, really positive guys, and he's blessing me around them.
Oh,
like,
yeah. We had a really healthy locker room. It's something that is very important for a coach. And for us as I mean, I've been through both. I've seen. I'm sure you did too. Exactly. So when the locker room is poison, it just sucks. It's not fun to come to work. Yeah, it's not fun to come to work. It's not fun to
it's not fun to be there.
No, and this is one thing that coach has done really well. You always the positive locker room. Everybody talk. And then you go through a stretch, you win, it's great, everybody happy. Sometimes you go through a stretch that it's hard. Then when everybody come together and like you come out of it like, a rocket, you just win. And that's really great for Maccabi to do. It's great. So who's it with you? Your girlfriend? Or?
My girl, she just arrived like 5-6 days ago.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And she likes it so far?
Yeah, for sure. Like after the Cleveland,
That's
she
great.
enjoy here.
I'm gonna connect her to my wife. Everything she needs to make her feel like home.
Yeah, thank you.
She's great. We'll take you to dinner. You like coffee? Let's go to a nice dinner and then have good coffee.
Coffee, yeah, for sure.
Tel Aviv has good coffee, no?
Say again?
Tel Aviv has some good coffee.
Yeah, I mean, so far I found some really good spots. So,
That's great, man. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to play with you, bro.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Trust me, I can't wait to get back out there with you guys.
Don't rush. Make sure you're healthy. And
But thank you for taking the time, my brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Fist bump. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. Thanks.